What's going on, everyone? Welcome. This is the Warehouse Series, and this is Discord Friday. If you guys are new to the channel, I go on Discord and I take off pictures and I go over them on Discord Friday. And we just help other selectors out. There's over 800 members over there. If you're not a member, guys, it's free. Click that link in the description below. You're going to get my help, other people's help, and you could put, and honestly, your pictures are probably going to end up on Fridays going over them. Subscribe to the channel. I just passed 5,000 subscribers. Give me thumbs up, guys. I would like to see more interaction on my videos. I would love it, guys. Thumbs up and comments, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you know when I post videos. If you guys want to help support the channel, I really appreciate it. All right, guys, so I told you I'm not going to bombard this channel with my eBay store, but I have been putting countless hours into my eBay store. I can't even tell you how many hours I put in the last 2 weeks. I've been taking naps because I'm physically exhausted. Guys, when I do something, I do it to the fullest. The same with this YouTube channel. When I first started this YouTube channel, oh my God, I can't tell you how many hours a day I would put into this. Well, that's exactly what I'm doing in my eBay store now. I'm really trying to be professional about this. Guys, quick shipping. Good quality stuff for really good prices. You're not going to be disappointed. Hoodies. I'm posting a lot of winter stuff. I just sold hunting jackets. I got right now a Carhartt deerskin gloves, really thick gloves over there for $9.99 right now is the current bid. Guys, I'm telling you, I look over my items and I sell stuff for a really good price. All right, so the first two pictures are mine. Like I said, guys, I finally got some free time. I'm going to start working overtime again, going in early. I work a 3 to 11 shift, so our overtime is usually before my shift starts and I'm selecting. So anytime I come across some little tricks that I'm like, okay, that's a good point. So two things I want to talk about in this picture right here, the brown box and this. Let's talk about the brown box first. So the brown box came honestly within my first 5 cases. But I stuck it on my back pallet and then I moved it a couple times just to get it out of the way because all 6 cases that were left in that slot were all crushed. Now, I should have took a better picture of this, but I thought of it whenever I was looking at it just now. So it's crushed. I didn't want it as a corner. I tell you guys, I like big, strong cases on the corners, but this case had no business being on a base and it had no business being on a corner. So I threw it to the side and then I threw it up later right in the middle of this pallet. You can see there's Campbell soups on the other side as well. So once I got pretty high up where I was comfortable with stacking light cases on top of it, I threw it up in the middle of the pallet because I don't want it on my corner because it's already crushing. So that's the first point I want to point out. The second point, guys, I'm forming my corner here with these Campbell soups. What do you see right here? This little ledge right here. I hate little ledges because when you give yourself multiple things, because even if I build up the back of this, what's the chances I'm going to get level with this? Probably slim to none. Well, I know I got more of these cans coming and I could get a case right here to be level. How do I do that? You literally just slide the case out, guys. It's as simple as that, and people just don't think of it. That's why I like to post things like this. So this case was snugged over. All what I did was slide it out. 90% of this case is on here, so it's not going to teeter, and I put a case right next to it. And then I got my nice little level corner, and then I built up my back corner with some bigger cases to be a little bit higher than the inside. And I also want to say, what do you see in the middle? My slippery cases, these slippery cases, always in the middle. Never on a corner, never on the perimeter of my pallet, always in the that cross and T that I talk about. All right, guys, these next 2 pictures, they're a little fogged out, but this is someone that I've been helping with personally on, Messenger, private Messenger, and they post their stuff publicly as well. And I just want to say that I really like this palette. Even though we're column stacking, usually this is the stuff that you column stack because every case is a different case. But see how we kept things. I like how we do. So guys, it's all about weight distribution with these cases. All right. So we got a tower right here with the Capri Suns and everything. So what did we do? We brought the Progresso soup over. I told you this is tying in, even though it's not actually resting on a case. When you have weight coming off the corner and coming into a gap, you're getting the weight off the edge of the pallet and bring it in here. And I love what they did. They didn't hurry up and go back and try to tie this in by turning back the opposite direction. No, they kept everything coming in because we got a lot of weight on this corner. So we need to make sure that we bring that weight over to the middle of this pallet as much as possible. And then we get this case and look, we come right back again. Perfectly done on this whole entire corner. It may look sketchy, guys, but that's all it takes is this weight coming into this gap to bring that weight back into the middle of the pallet. I like it. I don't like my Friskies on the corner, but it's on your front corner. That's where I would put them if I was going to put them on a front corner. Other than that, it looks good. It looks like we stopped and wrapped. Guys, I always tell you, if you have wrap machines, Put one thing of wrap right around the middle, just enough to hold your pallet on. If you do not have wrap machines, then utilize the time to keep wrapping up, so whenever you're done, you don't have much more to wrap. All right, guys, this is the side view of that pallet. Like I said, Friskies, I actually don't mind it. It's on the front corner. It's not going anywhere. We kept two light cases together, two similar cases together. We're keeping line with our Parmesan. See how we separated these cases right here? We still got this case here. This is the only downfall that I see in your pictures, is that you're constantly putting cases in this part of the pallet. Guys, if you're new to my channel, the cross and tee videos, you need to go watch them, because this part of the pallet, putting cases like this, forces you to have a slender corner. I would rather have the long case on the corner coming in, tying in this back corner, than having my middle cases going in like this. See, the only thing I don't like on this pallet is we need to get away from doing this. The only time it's okay to put a case like this in this part of the pallet is if you have a full layer, or you got a whole one side, you know what I mean? But if you're just putting one case there, you want to tie it back. And see how we got this? It almost looks like we were level too. So we probably had an opportunity to take this long pasta and bring it back and tie that corner in. Other than that, it's not bad. I don't mind the coughing on its side because it's not hurting anything. There's no weight on it. All right, guys, this one here, little controversy over on Discord. This was Cole Wolf, and when I first seen it, I was like, come on, Cole Wolf wouldn't do this. But he said he was on the dock working, and he had to combine a couple pallets together to make it fit on the truck, and that's just the nature of the beast sometimes. But once again, guys, it doesn't matter what picture goes on Discord. I am constantly going to point out stuff that you should not be doing. This right here is 1000% no. All right. And when I was up at Perishable, guys, you see this all the time. People just don't care. If you don't care, leave. I mean, honestly, these tomatoes are not even going to be sellable. Maybe 3 of the packages in there, but these are going to be smashed. There is no way in hell these are making it to the store and going to be able to be put out. So this whole entire tomato package is done. Keep your open boxes together. I usually keep them on a front corner. I don't like them on my back corner unless I have a lot. So guys, okay, so I'm going to go over a couple things on this pallet. Even though this was an order that was probably hurried up and just combined together to fit on the truck, I want to go over stuff for new selectors. Guys, if you are a new selector, there's a few things I want to say. One, we don't place cases in open boxes. This big watermelon right here, 1000% would always be on my back corner. Now this has a big open top to it. So when I put it on my back corner, I'm looking for open boxes. I will call them stack open. So there's an opportunity right there for me to put open boxes on my back. It's like I'm going to go right on top of the watermelon and just stack them up. Cases that are going to fit on there, unless I get a lettuce. Sometimes you get lettuces that fit on top of there. So when you get an open box watermelon, your immediate thought should be close up that box with another box, but you want it to be resting nicely on there. You don't want it to be resting in the middle of it. But, just a few things on here. Like I said, don't ever put stuff inside an open box. All right, guys, this one right here, once again, this is why I love the fact that you guys just post pictures nonstop. I mean, I don't know what this product is. I'm not a fan of putting stuff upside down. It looks like these cases are upside down. It looks like they all got a little slit going on the top, open box. The reason why I don't like stuff like this upside down is because I always picture them at the store grabbing these cases, and then they just, maybe the tops just swing open and get products flying all over the place. I personally like to keep my cases upright as much as possible. Sour creams on their sides, I usually don't do it, but we're at the top of the pallet. We got no weight on it. It's not going to hurt it at all. But the main thing I wanted to point out on this, and they did see the missing board. What do I always say, guys? If you have a slight missing board like this, you always want to pretend like that board's there and bring your cases out to where the end of the pallet would be, because if you stack to the broken board, then you're going to have a small pallet and it's not going to work out well. Now we hugged this in a little bit, and then it looks like we brought our second layer out a little bit to try to meet where this pallet would be. What I want to say is when you stack over a gap, I usually tend to column stack the first 2 layers in the back. Reason being is I always tell you how you want most of the case on the pallet. So we did good by putting these 3 cases like this, because most of the cases on the pallet, we got very little case in the gap. If we would have started off our first layer like this, then more of that case would have been in the gap, and that's where you get that rock in the back. What I would have done is I would have took these 3 juices, and my next 3 juices would have been the same direction on top, because that is allowing the weight distribution to get back on that pallet and out of this gap a little bit more. With us putting these two cases right here this direction, we're putting more weight on the outside of this, and it's going to get that rock and more of a rock going. Guys, I hope that makes sense. I experimented with this for many, many years, so I'm telling you it works. Broken pallet, come out to the end and keep your first two rows going back, and then tie in maybe to the opposite direction. Once again, if you don't know what I'm talking about, leave a comment in the comment section. All right, guys, thank you for posting this. Once again, I don't even know if you guys were just making fun of how stripped this was. They said this selector needed 50 of them, but the reason why I threw this picture up is someone messaged me on, I think that on one of my videos, they said, so do you always throw on the same side of the L that you're on? There's only, yes, I do for probably 99% of the time, except I told them unless I have a large quantity. So if I have a large quantity, I'm stacking the opposite side of my pallet first. So this is our first slot. So what I'm doing is I'm stepping on the middle of the board, and I'm going to start building up this side of the pallet first, which he might have done that because see how we got this nice clean cut? I would have done that. Just tie in one side, select the opposite side first, and then select the side closest to you. Because if you select layer by layer, you're going to get to a point where you might have to start walking around your pallet, especially if you're up higher. If you're up higher, you're going to have to start walking around. So when I have a large quantity, I select the opposite side of my pallet first. If I just have a few cases, I'm selecting this side of the pallet. And then I always tell you guys, if I have one case, like maybe on the other side of my pallet that's just not working and I get that case over here, I'm not walking around and going to put that case over there. I'm just going to throw it up in the middle of my pallet. And then when I'm over on that side, I will grab that case and place it. Hope that makes sense as well, guys. But you definitely want to utilize time walking around your jack. It is such a time killer. All right, guys, I posted this one too. This person looks like they have what we call pickup orders. I talk about that all the time. One shift does not finish their orders, so they leave it in the owl, and the next person got to finish it. And they posted this and said, I'm not going to sit here and rearrange this. No, I wouldn't either, guys. If it's something easy fix on the top layer, I might rearrange some cases real quick. But at our work, it says pickup task. Meaning that I'm picking up someone else's work. It's a big black bar on our labels. So I'm not that concerned about it, because if there's a shitty pallet that I'm picking up and management sees it on the dock, they're going to see pickup task and they know I'm not going to, that I did not select that whole thing, that somebody else also selected that pallet and I finished it. So yeah, if I came up on this, I would not be fixing this. This case hanging off like 6 inches, it's staying there, and I'm just going to hurry up and get that order done and go do my work. I hate pickup tasks. They usually suck. No one ever builds a good pallet. It's very rare that you get one. All right, guys, this is the last picture I want to go over. Honestly, this looks exactly how I would build. I forget the person who built this, but well done. Well done. All right, so see how everything is pointing inwards, guys? And we got that center column. This is 1000% how I would build this. Keeping light cases together, coming in. One case coming in, one case coming in. Guys, this is it. This is exactly what I teach. Now, right here, what did we do? We got a case that got a slight lean going on to this right here, to the ocean spray. Do we sit there and just keep stacking cases so they're leaning? No, we're bringing the weight back over. We don't need any more weight leaning in this gap. So we're going to keep the cases focused in this line right here. And they do exactly that. All right, we got this juice boxes pushed over. Obviously, we can't push the Prego over, but look right here. We bring the weight over on this part of the pallet. We're not stacking the weight over here. We're stacking the weight here to take stress off of that leaning middle. Just well done. Very nice. Keep posting your work. You were definitely new to Discord because I didn't remember the name, but keep posting your work because this is beautiful. All right, guys, that's it for this Discord Friday. Thanks to you for tuning in. And remember, guys, I put a lot of work into that eBay store, man. Hours. I just go check out my stuff, scroll through, see if you guys like something. I'm telling you, the prices are cheap. I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day.